Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Schoodic or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy. And I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have a project for you that uses items from Stampin' Up's seasonal sale, which is on today and ends tomorrow. So it was November 14th to 16th, and it features items from the annual catalog. Different categories of items are available: papers, inks, including markers, and also some ribbons. And so we're going to use some of those items today to make this discounted item card. So let's get right to our project here. Let me just switch over to our other view so you can see the project. Okay, so this is our card today, and it uses the lovely Fun on Wheels bundle. So here you go. Here's the Cling stamp set. So you have a couple of different bicycles. You have a map. You have some nice sentiments, a variety. You have a scooter, and you have a skateboard. So this is great if you have some friends or family members who are active and really enjoy cycling or have a scooter or a skateboard. Personally, I am a cyclist, and I've described a little bit about that and put a picture on today's link to the instructions for the project. And that's the link that's featured when you're watching this video. So you can just click through to that and it'll have the whole supply list, all the measurements, and written instructions for today's project. Also with this bundle, you receive these Fun on Wheels dies. So these ones cut out the bike and the scooter and the skateboard. And then you can cut out this lovely little bike, and it's got the wheels and everything as well. And that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm also going to be using one of my go-to items, which is these Stylish Shapes dies. So you can see that's what they're called, Stylish Shapes, and they cut out all these wonderful things. But this is going to be our project today, and it's actually pretty easy. And like I mentioned in my intro, it uses a number of items that are actually on sale right now. So all of the cardstocks that you see here are on sale right now through the end of tomorrow for $11 instead of $13.75, which is a really great deal. And also the Designer Series paper, this pattern paper you see in the background, and a number of other ones from the annual catalog are on sale for $13.60 instead of $17, which is a great deal as well. So you can really save right now on some of those basics, as well as your ink pads. So the ink that I'm using today is also one of the sale items. So let's get to our project just as soon as we can. I wanted to mention a couple of things about classes first. I have a couple of online classes that are ready for registration now. One of them uses this beautiful new Meandering Meadows paper, and you can see the little butterflies. So this is a sneak peek. So that's going to be in January. And registrations close on the 22nd, I think it is. Something like that. Anyways, it's coming up. No, 27th, I think it is. So you have a little bit of time to register for that yet. And here's another one of the classes that's coming up. This one is going to be called Bird's Eye View, and it uses another beautiful new paper. And I really like that one as well. So both of these classes, you can use any stamps you would like. I do tell you what the featured stamp sets are here in the registration forms, but you don't have to use them. You can use whatever you like from your own stash. This particular class, Meandering Meadows, is simple stamping. And so we're just using sentiment stamps for that. So you can have a look at those classes. They are available at www.juliescraftaddict.com. I also have some in-person classes and events coming up, and I've included them in the link that's right in this post. So that will get you to my online and in-person events that are coming up. All right, so let's go ahead and we will get to our project right now. So first of all, let's do our die cutting. So I'm going to use the little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you need one of these little minis as an entry point into die cutting, or if you need one to take to crops or your cottage or on vacation or whatnot, because it's so small and easy to tote around, I have a little tip for you. If it's still available, and it was the last time I checked, look for the boho blue version of this, and you can save yourself $4 because it's actually just a little bit less than the white one. So here's what we need to do. You can see my plates are very well used and loved. So it reminds you to place the die cut edge down. You need a plate number 1, 2 plates number 2, and sandwich your die and paper in between. So here's my plate number 1. Here's my 2 plates number 2, and you can see I've used them a lot as well. They last pretty well, and even if they're marked up, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to use a piece of this balmy blue paper, and we're going to cut out with our Stylish Shapes dies this chevron shape so we can stamp on it. So let's get that out right now. So here are the dies, the Stylish Shapes dies. And just in case you're wondering, actually, and you're new to die cutting, they don't actually come with this, this magnetic sheet, but you can get this magnetic sheet at the dollar store usually. I think I got mine at either Dollar Tree or Great Canadian Dollar Store. So many different stores like that would have it. All right, so let's use this chevron shape here, and I will put that in, and I'll crank that through for us. Okay, so here we go. I'll just tug this over so you can see it a little better. Okay, and please let me know that you're watching today, where you're watching from. And maybe let me know if you or someone you know is interested in cycling. I really love cycling. It's my preferred way to get exercise. So I'm hoping it'll warm up a little bit so that I can do a little bit more cycling before the season's done. So there's our nice little die cut, and we might as well continue, and we'll cut out all these pieces as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll get out my Fun on Wheels dies here. So I'll need a few of them. Okay, so here is one part, the body of the bike. We will need the wheels, so we'll need 4 of those to cut out. And what else do we need? I guess that's it. So we'll just do it multiple times here to cut out all the pieces. I'm just going to move them out of the way so I can put my machine back here. Okay, so here we go again. Now, I have a piece of Calypso Coral paper here, and we're going to cut out a bike body there. So let's go ahead and cut that out right now. And we'll get that done. Okay, so here we go. Let's see how that turned out. Okay, so this makes kind of a delicate little die cut, so just use a little bit of care when you pick it up. And you might have to punch out some little pieces afterwards, and I'll show you how we can do that after. So I'm just going to remove these little pieces here and put them in my bin, and then we will continue. Okay, so here we go. There's plate number 1, plate number 2. Let's cut out the other bike body now, which is going to be Daffodil Delight. That's the yellow color we've got here. A nice bright color that shows up really well on the card. Okay, so here we go. Let's crank that through. And there it is. Okay. All right, so this one we're going to have to poke right out of the die, and I'll show you how to do that in a couple of minutes, but let's get the rest of our cutting done first. Okay, so we need to do 4 of the wheels now, and we do have enough to do 2 at a time. So I've got some basic black cardstock here. We're just going to put that down, and we'll put 2 of the wheels on there. If you find your items are sliding, you can just use a little bit of washi tape or other low-tack tape to keep them on the surface there so that they're firm and they're not moving on you. But it's okay. These ones should stay in place pretty well, I think. I don't usually need the washi too much unless I'm doing multiple items at the same time, but these 2 look like they worked out okay. Okay, so there's my little wheels. Let's take them off. And we'll have to punch out some things there as well. And we'll go ahead and cut out 2 more. And then we will be done with our die cutting and we'll move on to stamping and assembly. All right. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, maybe you can let me know too if you're watching whether you have one of these mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. I really liked it. I've taken it to crops, stamping events. I've taken it to the cottage in the summer. I just love it because it's so easy to tote around and so easy to use. Okay, so these ones are a little bit stuck inside there. So I am going to move this stuff out of the way. And now let's go ahead and use this tool, which is called the Take Your Pick tool. So it has putty on one end to help you apply tiny, tiny items like embellishments. And then it has a sharper end on this side, and it will help you to poke out all of those little things. And there are many different ways you could do this. I've heard of people using household tools to do this as well. But I really like this one because it's made specifically for card making and stamping, and so it's super easy to use, and it's good for those two tasks, for embellishments as well as for poking out things here. So let's see what we can do. I'm just going to poke out all those little pieces. So this is probably the most time-consuming thing in the whole card. It's really simple to do, and as I mentioned earlier, all the cardstocks that you see me using here today are on sale right now. So those are 20% off from their usual price, which makes a great deal of difference if you like to have many colors on hand. And you do get a lot of pieces in one of those colored cardstock packs. You get 24 sheets, which is a really a generous amount of 8.5 by 11. So those are pretty good. If you are interested in ordering, and you're not sure how, just send me a message and I'd be happy to either help you through the online process or just place the order for you online. I'm happy to do that. Some of my customers prefer that as well. Okay, and anybody across Canada can order with me. Stampin' Up! Allows us to have orders from anywhere in the country. So I'm very happy to help you wherever you might be located in Canada. Okay, so let's see if we can get that poked out there. There we go. Okay, so I've got all these little pieces, so I'm just going to brush them all over here. And I'll put them in my bin right away so I don't get them stuck on my project. And then we will poke out the little pieces in this. So we're going to want to move that, and then just here where the chain would be and the gears would be located. So that's all set. And now we just need to poke this one out. So this one's still in there, and you can see it's got these little dots. So you just poke the little dots and that'll release it from the die. Releases the paper from the die, and then it pokes out the little bits too. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to lift that very carefully. Okay, that worked really well. So just move the dies off to the side. And there's a few little pieces left to poke out there. And we'll get those little bits as well. And I think we just got that one more. And now we've got the whole thing done. Okay, so we've got all of our little die cuts made there. I'm just going to put the end back on my tool, and we'll go ahead. Okay, I hope everybody's still there. I forgot there was going to be that alarm testing today. Maybe you could let me know if you can still see the video and hear the video, and I would be grateful to know that you're still there. So sorry about that alarm. I'll continue and go on with this part now, and we'll do our stamping next. Okay, so here we go. All right, it looks like somebody has just come online and is watching, so hopefully the video is still going after that test of the alarm system. Oh, you're still here. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Cynthia. I'm so grateful that you told me. You can't really tell when you're doing these videos. Sometimes things look like they're live and then they're not really at all. So sorry about that. I don't know if you heard the noise through the phone or not, but in any case, I'm glad you're still there. Okay, so I have this block that I'm going to use. You could just use a regular kit block. All of my kit blocks are actually being used for something else at the moment, so I'm using one of my other blocks. This one is block H, if you can see that there. It's block H, but you don't need that one. You could use any block you want. And I'm going to be using this Misty Moonlight stamp pad, and it, again, is one of the sale items right now. And it's $10.40 on sale, so it's a really good sale. If you need some ink pads or cardstocks or pattern papers, now is a great time because you can get a lot more for your money. So that's really good. I also offer some additional little gifts for those who want to order with me. So I'd be happy to send those on to you as well. Okay, let's see if we can line this up adequately here. Let's hope that it's pretty straight. If it's not perfectly straight, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's handmade and it shows that each one is different, right? Okay, so I'm just going to clean up my stamp right away so I don't have the ink going on anything else, including myself. So I'll put that out of the way there. Okay, perfect. And now we've done the only bit of stamping that we need to do. That's it. So that's very simple. And now we're going to put this little card together. So let's go ahead and get our card base first. This is Petal Pink. And again, if you're just joining me now and weren't here at the beginning, I do have a full supply list available, and all the instructions are written out as well as the measurements on the link that you see featured here in the video. So you can look that up if you'd like the instructions in the supply list as well. This is the beautiful Les Shops paper, which is on sale right now for $13.60 instead of $17. And I just wanted to show you a few of the patterns because it's really, really nice paper. When I first saw this back in May when the catalog came out, I thought I had to have this one. So look at this, the lovely shops there. All these little ones, and then you have these big ones that you can actually cut out and use right in your card, so it makes it easy to create. You've got these books and things. Here's some more little shops you can cut out to put on your card. Here's some food items, and you've also got these little shops. And then on the back, you also have some really nice patterns too. So this is one that I've used a lot. I really like that one because you can put all kinds of things with that. And then you have kind of more monochromatic colors and backgrounds rather that you can use for all kinds of things. So that's the Les Shops paper, and it's really, really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal and put that right on my card base. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to put that on here. And then the next piece that you see, you can see that I've got a piece of vellum there, and that's what we're going to put on next. It just adds that extra little touch to the card. And actually this design is modified from one that was on the Stampin' Up! Website under the Fun on Wheels bundle, if you look it up, and I just changed it to suit myself. They've got all kinds of lovely designs there, and you can make them as they are, or you can change them up. Now I ran out of the plain vellum, so I'm using this Vellum Basics paper instead today. And this is another one that's on sale right now, as well as the plain vellum. So you can get those items at a discount right now too. So I'm just going to place that on. I'm not going to put the adhesive on yet because I don't want to have it show through the vellum. So what we're going to do next is actually assemble these little bikes. And let's just get those ready. So let's see. I'm just going to move these off to the side so we have a little room. And we're going to use just a tiny bit of multi-purpose liquid glue to put those together. So here's what we need to do. We just kind of need to figure out where we want the wheels to go. Just line them up however you like the look. And then what we're going to do to glue those on is put the tiniest little dots right here on those little tiny circles on the body of the bike. So we're going to flip that over and just put a little tiny bit of glue. I'm just being very cautious because I don't want very much. You just have the tiniest bit and it will stick really well. So we're going to do that on both the bikes. And even that much might be slightly too much, but that's all right. It'll be fine when it dries. So let's turn these over. And you want to line it up as best you can so that it suits you. Press it down. And then we're going to move this one over and line that one up as best you can. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. These look so cute that you'll be really impressed, I think, with how they come together. And it uses very little in terms of supplies. As you can see, it's just very tiny amounts of cardstock. Just takes a minute to cut them out. And just a tiny amount of glue as well. So it's very, very little in terms of supplies to make these spectacular looking bikes. So you could make multiples of these without doing too much extra work, I think. Whoops, that's not really lined up. I think it goes this way maybe. And it really doesn't matter. You can put it whatever way you want, but I think there is a way that looks a little more natural than the other. So that's what I've done. So there's our other little bike. Okay, so we've got that done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place our items on the vellum. Okay, so what I want to do first is actually put on my label here that's stamped. And I'm going to use dimensionals for that. So here's my dimensionals. So we're going to do that. And put that on there. So that'll just kind of set the tone for where everything else is going to go. And let me see, kind of like that in the middle, more or less, I think is what I want. Okay, so that's pretty good. All right, so now what we're going to do is take each of the bikes, and I'll move this over so I can put my sample back in the frame again. And I put one bike kind of overlapping one side of the vellum and the other bike sort of overlapping the other side of the vellum. So it kind of looks like they're moving from one side to the other. And how I adhered them was using little mini dimensionals, again, on those wheels. So you hardly need any adhesive here. And there are also little mini and full-size black dimensionals if you need those. I forgot to actually bring them this morning, but I do have them too. You can get them black colored. So if you're doing a dark colored card, on this one I don't think it'll matter because we have other white elements as well. But if everything is dark on your card, you might want the black dimensionals. And like I mentioned, they come in both sizes. They'll come in a single pack with some big and some small. So those are a nice thing to use if you're making black or navy or dark green kind of cards. And they just are really great to work with. Oops, it's sticking to me now. There we go. Okay, so let's try to get this centered as much as we can. Where do we want that to go? Okay, so we're just going to press those two down. That's all the adhesive we've got. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the bottom, only putting it overlapping the right side of the paper this time. Okay, so here we go. All right, and this card is actually from a class that I taught a few days ago. So this gives you an idea of kind of the cards. Some of them are simple stamping like this. In fact, most of the ones that I do now are simple stamping. I have some more involved ones as well, but I like to keep the stamping simple. And if anything takes longer, I like it to be how to assemble the card, because I find that we have good success with that. And I like the simple stamping cards myself, so that makes me happy too. All right, so I'm just lining up on the back exactly where I put the dimensionals and mini dimensionals before so that they will not show through the vellum. You won't see them. That's kind of the key with vellum, because you can always see through it. These ones you don't have to match up as closely because they're already covered by that blue paper, so it really doesn't matter. But now we'll take all of these off. Okay. And we'll stick them on. All right, so now let's just line this up however we'd like it. All right, so I'll just press down where I put my dimensionals. And then we've just got one last bit, and that's to add these little embellishments here. And I'll show you the embellishments that I'm using. They are called the Neutrals Adhesive Back Sequence. I love these because they go on any project. So they come in kind of this brown color, which will match any brown you want. You've got kind of a coppery one. You've got gold, and you've got white. So I really like these. This is the second package I've had of these. The other one's almost gone. So let's use the coppery ones because they kind of go with this Calypso Coral orangey color. All right, so let's take one of those. We'll put it up here, one of the larger ones, and then we'll take one of the smaller ones and kind of come down at an angle with it. And then we'll put another smaller one just kind of up here. So that is, my friends, our card for today. And it's using, let's see, how many sale items that are on sale until the end of tomorrow. Daffodil Delight cardstock, Basic Black cardstock, Balmy Blue cardstock, Calypso Coral cardstock, Petal Pink cardstock, this Les Shops DSP, and our Vellum Basics paper. So all of those are on sale. Oh yes, and of course, our Misty Moonlight ink pad. So all these basics are on sale until the end of tomorrow. So you can make this and many other cards for less. It's a great time to stock up. If you need help with finding my online classes at www.juliescraftaddict.com, or if you'd like to come to an in-person event that I'm offering this holiday season, or you'd like to order something, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to help you out. I just really love meeting other people who are into paper crafting and sharing this beautiful hobby with you. So thanks so much for coming today, and I hope you have a wonderfully crafty week. Bye for now.